What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtyoy. Welcome back to a brand new video. Now today I'm bringing back a series I did a little bit in summer of 2015, which is transfer targets, where hopefully each day from now, big ask I know, I'm going to be doing a video on each of the Premier League teams, and that is also, you know, we're going to include Sheffield Wednesday instead. That's 21 teams, and if we get round to it, the 3 relegated teams as well. So we're looking at Sunderland, we're looking at Middlesbrough, and we're looking at Hull. 24 teams there. Hopefully I can get round to all of them. Maybe you can go to 2 a day at some points, because deals will get done and the teams left at the end will probably have less to be said about them. Also more time to look up them. We're starting today with Chelsea, a team which has a lot of work to do, both with their ridiculous loan system, bringing players in, and also letting a few players go. I'm discussing all of that in today's transfer targets video, starting off, of course, with the outgoings. Now, Chelsea to me have a relatively streamlined squad. They don't have anything too big. You're looking at players coming in. You've always got youth players on the bench, whether it be Ake, Loftus-Cheek, or Nathaniel Chalobah. They've always had those young players there. I don't think they've got too big of a squad. And as for outgoings, well, 4 have already been confirmed. Terry's leaving on a free, could be retirement, could be to a new club. Begovic has agreed to join Bournemouth for a fee around £10 million. Atsu has agreed to join Newcastle for double what they paid for him in the first place. And Solanke is joining Liverpool for a compensation deal of around £3 million, which the last one is a very weird one, Dominic Solanke. But as for leaving, all across the park, you got goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, and striker. As for other players, you may be looking at Kennedy going out on loan. I'm seeing Loftus-Cheek as well going out on loan. I think both of them could be good in the future, but they need experience. And Loftus-Cheek has spoken about potentially getting a loan deal to kickstart his career. And the other one, which I'd probably get rid of, is Loic Remy. I don't think he's good enough, to be honest. I really don't think he's good enough. And they could get a deal for him. They could get a little bit of a fee in for him to help pay for some of the players that I'm suggesting right now. But before we go into the incomings, let's look at 3 players I believe deserve a chance in the first team from their ridiculous loan system. And the 3 players I've picked out are Christensen from Borussia, and you've got Raman from Schalke, and lastly Van Ginkel from PSV. Now, starting off with the last one, I said Van Ginkel played for PSV for a little while this season. He's been in decent form. He's been actually scoring goals, giving assists. Yes, it is the Dutch league, but he's been in form. And Chelsea, if you look at central midfielders that have experience within Europe, with him playing in top level, maybe even Champions Europa League football, you've got Fabregas, Matic, Kante, Chalobah, and Loftus-Cheek are potentially too young. And I've already said I'll send Loftus-Cheek out on loan, so there's a potential there to bring another midfielder. Van Ginkel could be that man. As for fullbacks, again, I've said Kennedy would go, and they haven't really got another person to play out wide. Azpilicueta could do a job there. We've also got Ake, but he's more of a centre-back. So Baba Rahman brings in that possibility of maybe altering in the cup competitions instead of Alonso, to give him a bit of a rest, as they can play a lot more games this season. And lastly, you got Christensen, a player who's been in good form and has already been confirmed to come back to Chelsea next season. I believe he's a really good player, and he could really do a job. Maybe not exactly in the first team, because Azpilicueta, Cahill and David Luiz, I don't think they deserve to be broken up. They had such a good season, they should continue on. But to potentially play in midfield as well, to potentially play in the cup games as an injury rotation, maybe fitness rotation, he's a good player to have. So those 3, I think, could be real key players if they come back into the first team. And we start off with some centre-backs, and I've identified 3, as well as looking at rumours and also my own potential scouting, if you will. I've looked at 3 names, and we've got Van Dijk from Southampton, Boateng from Bayern, and Lemos from Las Palmas. Van Dijk, first of all, he's got good Premier League experience. He's played in the Europa this season for Southampton. He has, his squad has. He's also been previously at Celtic, which of course we know Celtic are in Europe every single season, depending on what European competition that is. So he could be a good signing, but it's a will he, won't he sort of situation. Where will he go? Because every Premier League club's been linked with him. Who knows where he'll end up? Next we've got Boateng, one that broke out a few days ago that could be a potential signing. And I thought he's a bit too sort of mainstream, maybe even a bit too good or key, but he hasn't really played much this season for Bayern. Now, injuries have stopped that. There have been times where he's been left out of the squad by Ancelotti, and I believe he could be a nice little transfer. If they could get him, maybe even not on a cut price deal, but on a good transfer fee, could be a really good signing. And there's no doubt he has that European, reputation and experience that they need. And lastly, we've got Lemos. Now, this would not be a first-team signing. You've got, Azpilicueta, David Luiz, and Cahill. You've got Christensen coming back. You've got Ake. I think Lemos is a really good young defender. Had a decent season with Las Palmas, and I think if they were to bring him in, it'd be a really good signing. He's currently being linked with only Everton, I believe, so I think he could be a really good player. Moving on to fullbacks, we've just got one fullback that I decided to leave out the side because I don't particularly think they need too much. If they get Christensen in, maybe another centre-back, Azpilicueta could always fill out wide instead of Moses, because I don't really have that. Moses has done well there. I think Azpilicueta, in my eyes, looks better out there. But Sidibe from Monaco has been linked here and there with different Premier League clubs. I think he could do a real good job. He's good in the defence, so he can slot back if they need to defend in that 5. He's good going forward, and they need to go forward into that sort of a 3-4-3 formation that they play. I think could be a really good signing. One worth noting, I don't think I've seen it much touted around that Chelsea are going for him. I think he could do a job. Moving on to central midfielders, I've identified 3, or looked at 3, and I think 3 probably good little players that could bring in to the squad. You've got Bakayoko from Monaco, Asamoah from Juventus, and Matuidi from PSG. First of all, we have got Bakayoko. The guy plays at Monaco. He's had a really good season, as has the whole Monaco squad. And it's no doubt with, looking at Silva already joining Man City, Monaco players are going to be rumoured here, rumoured there. To be honest, I'll be surprised if they've got 11 players left to field the start of the season. But Bakayoko is a really good defensive midfielder. Again, you're looking at the side of Kante, but with Matic and Fabregas basically on one side, Bakayoko could do a decent job in rivaling Kante, maybe even Matic for those midfield spots that are currently done so well and so fluently by him. You've also got Asamoah. I'm not thinking he would be a potential first team starter, but he's a good squad player. Can move out to the left wing back if need be, can move further forward and left, maybe even a hazard position if need be, can defend back if they need to get a more defensive structure to them late on in the game. He can play anywhere in midfield really. I think he's a really, really good, nifty and handy player to have, great utility player. And lastly, Blaise Matuidi. I think his contract's ending at the end of next season in 2018, so I could get him for a little bit of a lower price. And I think he said before he doesn't want to renew his contract, so maybe PSG will see them getting a fee in for Matuidi whilst they can, rather than leaving him or losing him on a free. As at the start of January, I believe, other clubs can come into him, offer him a free contract, and they can bring him in for no cost at all. So yeah, Matuidi would be a really good option for Chelsea. Moving on to attacking midfield, again, another 3 players. I don't think I need much. Again, with the likes of, you're looking at Ake coming back from loan. You've got Kennedy maybe even staying, who knows. You've got Chalobah, again, that's young. You've also got, in the attacking midfield, Charlie Musonda as well, who has said that he will be given a part to play in next season's Chelsea's campaign. The 3 I've picked out, Bernardeschi from Fiorentina. Reason being, he can play all across the attack, right hand side, left hand side, maybe more defensive if need be, if they need to push for a goal, and also up front, which is a big key thing. He's played in striker for a lot of this season and can play striker as well to a good standard, so he could be a really good player. Keita Baldi, I'm not really sure how you say his name, I still don't know, but we're going to call him Keita, I suppose. He's been rumoured with Chelsea in the last week or so, and he's a good informed winger. He's had a good season, and I think he could do a real good job for Chelsea, as well as that European experience as well, something that maybe Chelsea could come in handy with. And lastly, Sanchez. Now, Sanchez is a bit of a long shot. He could also play up front, which we'll go on to in a sec, but Sanchez is looking like a real nifty player. If Arsenal do want to sell him, if they can't get him to sign a new contract, he could be a good player to bring in. Lastly, just 2 strikers for me to chuck in. Lukaku from Everton and Morata from Real Madrid. Now, Lukaku, previous with Chelsea, sold under Mourinho. Bad link-up play, but in reality, Mourinho, I think, has got that one wrong. He's proved himself to be a beast. If they can get him into the Chelsea team, learn from Diego Costa, learn from Michy Batshuayi, both him and Batshuayi, both in the Belgium squad, learning off Costa at the same time could be really key for them. And Lukaku is an absolute beast, and I think he could be a real good signing for Chelsea in that sort of number 9 role, surrounded by loads of attacking quality. And Morata, I don't think he's going to be staying at Madrid for much longer. I'm not sure why they bought him back. They're just going to sell him on again, probably for more money with another buyback clause in case he scores more than 2 goals in a season. They'll buy him back again most probably. But he's a good striker, can do a job, and he's scored goals in big European competitions. He's scored goals all over Europe, and why not make his stamp in England as well. And that is that for this video. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know, who do you think Chelsea should get rid of, maybe possibly loan out as well, and who do you think they should sign? What do you think of my transfer targets for this video? Let me know who you want to see next, because I'll be recording quite a lot of them in bulk, and if more videos get suggested other than, others, I might put them to the front of the pile. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and peace.